For decades, we have been told what to eat. We are bombarded with conflicting information about diets. Some say fat is bad. Some say carbs are the enemy. It's no wonder many people are confused about what a healthy diet really is. This confusion has had a profound impact on global health. This dietary confusion didn't happen by accident. It stems from a flawed hypothesis that became widely accepted in the mid-20th century. This video will unravel this dietary deception, revealing how one man's flawed study shaped the way we eat and impacted global health. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about nutrition. If you want more information, there is an interesting ebook at www.fantasticretirement.com titled Weight Loss, Truths and Lies, Americans Fooled. You can also find it on Amazon as a paperback. Let's return to how Americans were duped, resulting in today's mostly poor nutrition. Ancel Keys was a prominent American scientist who rose to fame in the 1950s. He was a physiologist who studied the effects of starvation. Keys was charismatic and well-connected. He had the ear of influential figures in the scientific community. Keys strongly believed that saturated fat in our diet caused heart disease. He developed what became known as the diet heart hypothesis. He proposed that eating less fat, especially saturated fat, would lead to lower cholesterol levels and a lower risk of heart attacks. This hypothesis formed the basis of his most famous work, the 7 Countries Study. The 7 Countries Study was an ambitious research project that began in the 1950s. Keys and his team collected dietary data from men in 7 countries: the United States, Finland, Japan, Italy, Greece, Yugoslavia, and the Netherlands. They aimed to prove the link between dietary fat and heart disease. The study had several flaws, however. Keys selectively chose countries that supported his hypothesis. He excluded countries with high-fat diets but low heart disease rates, such as France. The study also relied on inaccurate methods of dietary data collection. This made the results unreliable. Despite these flaws, the 7 Countries Study became highly influential. Ancel Keys' findings had a significant impact on dietary recommendations in the United States. In 1977, the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Nutrition and Human Needs released a set of dietary goals for Americans. These goals were heavily influenced by Keys' diet heart hypothesis. The guidelines recommended reducing total fat intake to 30% of daily calories. They also emphasized reducing saturated fat and cholesterol. This marked a turning point in American dietary habits. It shifted the focus away from traditional whole foods toward low-fat, processed alternatives. A global misconception: how other countries followed suit. The influence of Ancel Keys' work extended far beyond the United States. Many other countries, including the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, adopted similar dietary guidelines based on the diet heart hypothesis. These countries saw the United States as a leader in health and science. This widespread adoption of low-fat recommendations created a global food environment that favored processed foods over traditional diets. This shift had unintended consequences for public health. It paved the way for the rise of ultra-processed foods that are high in sugar, refined carbohydrates, and unhealthy vegetable oils. The rise of big food, ultra-processed foods takes center stage. As low-fat guidelines became the norm, food manufacturers saw an opportunity. They began producing and marketing a wide array of processed foods labeled as low-fat or fat-free. These products often replace fat with sugar, refined grains, and artificial ingredients to enhance flavor and palatability. This shift towards ultra-processed foods coincided with a dramatic increase in chronic diseases. Rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and certain types of cancer have skyrocketed in recent decades. This raises serious questions about the long-term health effects of following low-fat dietary guidelines, a legacy of chronic disease. The price of misguided nutrition. The global shift towards low-fat processed foods has had a profound impact on human health. Initially, these changes were driven by the belief that reducing fat intake would lower the risk of heart disease. While the intention was to reduce heart disease, the reality has been far more complex. Instead of improving health outcomes, these dietary shifts have led to new health challenges. The overconsumption of sugar and refined carbohydrates, often found in processed foods, has contributed to a surge in metabolic disorders. These include conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease. The low-fat dogma has also led to an underconsumption of essential nutrients found in healthy fats, such as omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are vital for maintaining cellular integrity and function. These nutrients are crucial for brain health, heart health, and overall well-being. Without them, our bodies cannot perform optimally, leading to a range of health issues. It's clear that the dietary changes implemented in the latter half of the 20th century have had unintended and detrimental consequences. As we move forward, it's essential to reevaluate these guidelines and focus on a more balanced approach to nutrition. Challenging the status quo, a call for change. In light of the emerging evidence, it's time to challenge the status quo and reevaluate the dietary guidelines that have shaped our eating habits for decades. These guidelines, once considered the gold standard, now appear outdated and in need of a comprehensive review. The current state of global health, with chronic diseases on the rise, demands a critical examination of the science behind our food choices. We must understand how these guidelines have impacted public health and contributed to the prevalence of conditions like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. We must move away from the simplistic notion that all fats are bad and recognize the importance of consuming a balanced diet that includes healthy fats, proteins, and carbohydrates from whole, unprocessed sources. This shift in perspective is crucial for fostering better health outcomes. This will require a shift in focus from reducing specific nutrients while including high-quality fats in moderation and promoting overall dietary patterns that prioritize real food over processed alternatives. By embracing this holistic approach, we can pave the way for a healthier future for all. To repeat what we said earlier, you can get far more information about the history of nutrition and why so many people are in poor health from the ebook Truths and Lies Americans Fooled at www.fantasticretirement.com, or find this book as a paperback on Amazon. Don't forget to comment on this video. Tell us what you do to maintain good health. Now let's look at a new plate. Embracing real food for a healthier future. The future of our health depends on our willingness to question the dietary advice that has become so ingrained in our society. And for decades, we've followed guidelines that may not have always had our best interests at heart. Basically, we have been eating too many carbs, which turn into sugar and too much sugar. You would be astounded as to how many teaspoons of sugar are in a soda drink. It's time to rewrite the rules of nutrition and embrace a way of eating that prioritizes our well-being. This involves consulting modern nutritionists who understand the importance of whole foods. This means moving away from processed foods and rediscovering the nourishment found in nature's bounty. Fresh produce from farmers markets can be a great start. Let's fill our plates with vibrant fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, which are packed with essential nutrients and antioxidants. Healthy oils like olive oil and avocado oil, and sustainably sourced proteins. These choices not only benefit our health, but also support sustainable farming practices. By returning to real food, we can nourish our bodies, prevent chronic disease, and create a healthier future for ourselves and generations to come. Sharing these meals with family can strengthen bonds and promote a culture of health. If you would like more content like this video, please subscribe to Fantastic Retirement to keep health information coming to you. It's time to change the way we eat and reclaim our health, one delicious bite at a time. Embrace the joy of eating real food and feel the difference it makes in your life.